Hey Vision Chasers, it's Dr. Byrd here with another social studies lesson. As you can see here, my good pal Louis Byrd wanted to be in this video, and so here he is. He's going to help me along here. Today's lesson, I answer the question, what was the New Deal? Now, the New Deal was Franklin Delano Roosevelt's, or FDR for short. It was his plan for dealing with the Great Depression. Now, the president before him was Herbert Hoover, and many people were happy to see him leave. In many ways, FDR was the exact opposite of President Hoover. Now, once FDR was elected to the presidency, he couldn't wait to get into office. During his first 100 days in office, FDR was very busy as he instituted many of his New Deal programs. His primary emphasis was fixing the banks. He issued a bank holiday closing all banks. His next move was to encourage the passage of the Emergency Bank Relief Act. Now, this act is going to reopen only those banks that could survive and reorganize and manage those that would not. Bank failures were a major cause of the Great Depression. For more on the causes of the Great Depression, I've done a lesson on this, so check this out whenever you get a chance. In order to connect with the citizens in the country, FDR would conduct what were called Fireside chats, which were simply broadcasts on the radio. So every Sunday, 60 million people gathered around the radio and listened to Franklin Roosevelt reassure them that everything was going to be okay. Listen to this first Fireside chat about the banking system.
My friends, I want to talk for a few minutes with the people of the United States about banking. To talk with the comparatively few who understand the mechanics of banking, but more particularly with the overwhelming majority of you who use banks for the making of deposits and the drawing of checks. I want to tell you what has been done in the last few days and why it was done and what the next steps are going to be. We have provided the machinery to restore our financial system, and it is up to you to support and make it work. It is your problem, my friends, your problem no less than it is mine. Together, we cannot fail.
Now, a lot of people during this time made their living as farmers, and farmers were hit very hard by the Great Depression. And so, after putting the banking system on firm ground, FDR turned his attention to helping farmers. Roosevelt attempted to help farmers with the passage of his Agricultural Adjustment Act. Because overproduction caused the Great Depression, FDR came up with a plan to simply pay farmers to not produce as much. This would limit a surplus of goods and keep the price at a reasonable rate. The Farm Credit Act was also passed. Now, this allowed farmers to restructure the loan on their farm, and this allowed many farmers to keep their homes and businesses. Sadly, many farmers during the Great Depression would resort to suicide so that their family could receive the life insurance money to purchase the farm. In order to solve the issue of unemployment, FDR issued a number of New Deal programs. The Civilian Conservation Corps, or CCC for short, put 2.5 million young men between the ages of 18 and 25 to work on environmental projects. They replanted forests, drained swamps, and fought fires. The trees were very important, especially in those states affected by the Dust Bowl. The trees helped cut down the force of the wind and help keep the soil on the ground. The Works Project Administration, or WPA for short, would authorize $11 billion to create more than 8 million jobs. Now, these gentlemen, they built airports, roads, and government buildings. The Tennessee Valley Authority, or TVA for short, completed projects along the Tennessee River, which runs through 7 states. Dams were built to prevent flooding and create hydroelectric power. FDR also promoted a number of programs to help the financial system in the United States. The Federal Securities Act was passed to regulate those who participated in the stock market. Now, if you recall, one of the causes of the Great Depression was the stock market crash. And it happened because there were a lot of shady practices and people being dishonest about the value of the stocks. Well, the Federal Securities Act made it a crime to lie about the value of stocks. The FDIC also helped to solve the issue of lack of confidence in the banking system. This program still ensures the money deposited in banks today. Many of you have seen this sign in a bank. Now, this simply means that if the bank fails, the government will give you a check for the money you lost. This program restored the confidence in the banking system, and people and businesses were able to take advantages of loans. FDIC stands for Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Another New Deal program still around today is Social Security. Now, this allowed people to take advantage of retirement benefits once they turn 65. Before Social Security, many people were forced to work until they died. Also, this program gave assistance to the unemployed and children and single-parent families. Now, it's important to mention that the New Deal did not end the Great Depression. World War II did that. It's also important to mention that there were many critics of the New Deal at the time. Many people disagreed with the fact that Roosevelt essentially used a credit card to pay for the New Deal programs because the money simply wasn't there. Evidence of the New Deal is all around us today. And if you drive throughout the Southeast, you will see dams built by men happily working for the Tennessee Valley Authority. And if you go to certain post offices, you will see paintings such as these paid for by the New Deal programs. Well, that's our social studies lesson for the day. There's a worksheet that goes along with this video to help further your understanding of the New Deal. Also, please visit the Vision Chasers website for more tips and tools to help you be the success that you want to be. Well, until next time, please keep chasing the vision, and thank you for watching. Bye, and say bye, Louis. Say bye. Louis says bye.